Hey folks, Todd here. Today we're going to show you how to install the Extang Trifecta 2.0 from RealTruck on this Mitsubishi Triton L200. The tools we're using for this installation are a ratchet with a 1/2-inch socket and scissors. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so starting off, what we need to do is first install our adder rail. So this is what the adder rail looks like. Because the inside of the rail is a little bit different on this particular truck and it's not very wide, we need to have a little bit extra rail surface. So this is what the rail looks like at the back end. It's going to have that inside curve that matches the rail on the pickup truck. So these are side specific. This is our driver's side rail. Now if I rotate this over, you're going to notice a few things. We've got an inside rail here that has grooves in it, and then it gets cut off right over here. This cutoff point is going to need to come right up to the edge of this bolt that's in the bed of the truck. So I'm going to go ahead and set this in place, bring this forward, and let it make contact there. Next, what I'm going to do is take one of our clamps out of our kit, and we're going to spread that apart. We also want to make sure that the clamp is resting in the lower notch, not the upper notch. So we're going to pull that apart, and what you'll notice is the teeth in the clamps are actually going to match the teeth in the rail. I'm going to slide that up, bring it towards the front of the rail. We're going to put that on finger tight for right now. We're going to take a 1/2-inch wrench or ratchet. Go ahead and start snugging that down. As we snug it down, we also want to keep an eye on the front corner. We want to hold that down and level. We're going to bring that to about 10 foot-pounds. Let's go ahead and move to the center of the bed, and we're going to put on our next clamp. We're going to install that the same way. All right, so we're going to make sure that we're in the lower notch, not the upper notch. Make sure the teeth in the clamp match the grooves in the rail. Go ahead and slide that up in place. And we're going to draw it down hand tight first. All right, and as we start to snug it down, go ahead and bear down and hold it level. We want to bring this to about 10 foot-pounds. All right, again with the rear clamp, we're going to make sure we're in our lower notch, make sure the teeth in the clamp match the grooves in the rail. Bring it finger tight. Start to get it snug and then bring it down to where it's level. We're going to tighten it down. We're going to tighten it down to 10 foot-pounds. Now repeat the same process for the adder rail on the opposite side. Okay, now that we've got our adder rails installed, we're going to go ahead and install our bulkhead seal. That bulkhead seal is going to install in between the foam seals on the adder rails. It's going to go from one side to the other. We also want to make sure that it's all the way to the inside of the bed cap or the bulkhead, not as far away from the cab as possible. So we're going to go ahead and start it here. I'm going to go ahead and peel this out a little bit. This side is the part with the adhesive. So bring this all the way over. Let it push against that seal. And go ahead and bring out a bit. Now I've already gone and wiped down this surface with alcohol. You want to make sure you wipe down the surface with alcohol before you apply the seal. All right, when we get to this end over here, we're going to cut it right into place. We're going to pat it down and then go ahead and peel away the tape protector. Now we can go ahead and bring over the cover. Okay, this is the way that the cover comes out of the box. Down here we've got our crossbow. Now, the way that you're usually going to see it is you're going to have 2 clamps over here and then a couple of safety straps. What we want to do is orient this properly. So I'm going to take this clamp and push it through. Bring this all the way over to the other side, and then take one of the safety straps and also bring it all the way to the other side. That way we've got clamp on each side and safety strap on each side to the inside of where the clamps are. When you look up top, we're also going to have a couple of clips. Those are going to face the cab, and this is our cab side seal. So this is going to sit on top of our bulkhead. So let's go ahead and place this on top of the bed caps and bulkhead and make sure it's centered side to side. All right, make sure that this goes over top of the bulkhead seal. And also ensure that this seal here is not rolled under, that it's laying on top of the bulkhead seal flat. Once we have it centered side to side, we're going to fold back each panel back to the tailgate. So we're going to undo the clips and fold it back. All right, once we bring it to the tailgate side, go ahead and close the tailgate. Bring it down and make sure it's centered side to side at the tailgate. If you need to adjust it backwards or forwards, you do that now. But all we need to do is make sure we have contact between the tailgate seal and the tailgate. All right, now that we're centered, we can go ahead and lower our tailgate. And then we're going to very gently fold each panel forward so we're not shifting the cover because it's aligned where it needs to go. Then we can tighten it down from the bottom. All right, we are underneath the cover on the driver's side. This is our crossbow. We've got our clamp that's fit up inside the crossbow, so I'm just going to kind of turn the clamp a little bit to where it drops out. Now on our clamp, this portion of the clamp is called the jaw. So it has a little bit of a jaw that comes down that's going to grab a hold of the bottom of the rail. So if I slide it over there, it should just go right up underneath the jaw or underneath the rail. If I need to loosen this up a little bit to get it underneath the rail, I can do that. But what I'm going to do is fit this right in place to where the jaw is holding on to the bottom of the rail. Then I'm just going to tighten up the clamp. And once it makes connection, we just need to tighten it up a little bit more. We do not need to over tighten this. All we need to do is get it to where it's nice and snug, to where this does not shift around anymore. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to take our tether strap. Now, tether strap, what we're going to do is loosen up the clamp on the tether strap. That's going to spread apart, and then this portion right here needs to grab a hold of the bottom of the rail. So we're going to put that up into the rail, make sure it's nice and even, and then go ahead and get it to where it's making contact. And we don't want this all the way up against the clamp, we just want it back just a little bit from the clamp. And we can snug that down. All right, repeat the same process on the opposite side. All right, once we fold the cover down to the tailgate end, we can reach up inside and find our rear clamp that's stowed in position. So we're just going to bring that down. Now it's got a jaw on it that's also going to go underneath. So it's a spring-loaded clamp. It's going to bring it to the side and lock it in place. Repeat the same process on the opposite side. Well, that concludes the installation. Now the truck looks great and my cargo can stay dry.